My father was an underground comic distributor. He's always been the sort of Z-League of the counterculture, as I like to call him. Having painted in Warhol's studio, being roomies with Lou Reed, he knew Art Crumb and all these great artists of his generation. I mean, I was brought up on all kinds of wacky visuals as a kid. So I would stare at this painting over and over. The Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch. It was painted around 1500, and if you look at these panels long enough, they start to tell a story. In the first panel, you have Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, birds flying off in the distance, elephants and giraffe, and a lot of religious iconography. The second panel is where it starts to become more interesting. The deadly sins start to infuse their way into the painting. There's overpopulation, there's debauchery and excess. And the last panel, which is the most nightmarish one, especially from a young child's perspective, is this twisted, decayed, burnt landscape. A paradise that has been degraded and destroyed. Hi, how are you? Pleasure,
it's
pleasure.
Great pleasure to see you.
Here. So we can remove this. This can be
Oh wow, this is for height control.
Yeah.
For shorter leaders
like this
and taller leaders.
What specific message do you think is the most important?
Climate change is coming much, much faster. We have seen such extraordinarily extreme weather patterns. If you consider this vastness of this universe, this planet Earth is just a small boat. If this boat is sinking, then I think we will have to all sink together. I know that he has been a very committed and effective environmentalist. And that is why I really count on your leadership and vision.
Please welcome newly appointed United Nations Messenger of Peace, Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary General, Your Excellency. I feel incredibly honored that they chose me to be the United Nations Messenger of Peace on climate change. I stand before you not as an expert. I want to do everything I can to learn more about this issue, see for myself exactly what's going on and what can be done. But it all kind of seems beyond our control. As an actor, I pretend for a living. I play fictitious characters, often solving fictitious problems. I believe that mankind has looked at climate change in that same way. We keep getting inundated with catastrophic news about the environment every single day, and the problem seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. Try to have a conversation with anyone about climate change, people just tune out. If the UN really knew how I feel, how pessimistic I am about our future, I mean, to be honest, they may have picked the wrong guy.
Hundreds of thousands took to the streets of New York today, demonstrating for action on climate change.
Secretary General Ban Ki-moon called Leo a credible voice in the environmental movement, which is like calling Jeffrey Dahmer a credible voice for Stu.
Leonardo DiCaprio has just naively bought into the entire global warming hoax.
Who better to educate world leaders on made-up climate change and the crisis that doesn't exist than an actor from Hollywood with 0 years of scientific training?